Hi, folks. My name is Tom Prescott. I'm a former president of AFSCME Local 3185 that no longer exists and has merged in with Local 3111. Um, the reason I'm on here today is to talk to you a little bit about the unions and the situation that they're going through. Now, if you're a union member, you need to be active. You need to be participating. There's a lot of things that are coming in your direction that are forces that are fighting against collective bargaining. I'm not telling you anything new that you don't already know. However, there is a problem that is going on, and we need to cut it off at its head. Now, the source of all this problem seemed to come from the Republican Party. Now, we could probably remove all the Republican Party members in Arizona, but not nationwide. The issue that we need to look at is the American Legislative Exchange Council. American Legislative Exchange Council is where a lot of these laws are coming out of. These are laws that are brought up by corporations that do not want to pay you a fair, decent wage. They do not want you represented, and they do not want collective bargaining. Now, what you need to do is you need to be active. You need to talk to people about ALEC. You need to find out if your legislators are ALEC members. And if they are, see how they're voting. What bills are they introducing? Are they coming against you? I mean, are they specifically coming against you? You may have voted for this person because you thought he was, or she, was a very religious, ethical, and moral person. Now, what ethical and moral person would actually take money away from children? Take away food out of the mouths of children? Or even yet, make criminals out of people that were not criminals, who were just here to try to make ends meet or a better life? This is something you need to ask yourself, something you need to observe. However, the situation is this. Forces are coming against locals, unions, of all different shapes and sizes within AFL-CIO and without, probably including the Carpenters Union and some of the others. SEIU, I think it was the Teamsters and the Longshoremen, I think. Look, guys, you may be making some good money. There's other people out there that don't have a job. They're going to be a little jealous about the fact that you have a job and they don't. So since they don't have a job, they don't want you to have one either. There are people out there that think that if they got rid of the unions, that everything would be great and we would bring all this economy back to the state of Arizona or back to the state that you're in. Be wise, okay? They're not going to actually make more money. They're going to increase the costs. They're going to make more profit, and they're going to give themselves a nice little big old bonus like they've always done in the past. Don't believe these lies. Okay? What you need to do, ALEC is an organization that is working with legislators. They're going outside of the lobbying procedure within your state. Are the members within ALEC that your legislator meets with, are they registered within your state? Are there? How do we know what actually goes on in there? Okay. Now, I've been told that there are other similar organizations for the Democratic Party, but they don't quite sound the same thing. Okay, they sound like some place that tries to help them out and provide them with brochures. ALEC is actually drafting measures. They're charging organizations to join in there, and then they match them up so they can sit down there and lobby together. That's wrong. Okay, you need to be active. Yes, I'm shaking my finger at you. Okay, are you voting in your local election? Do you even go to your meetings? Do you read your newsletter? All these elections and everything else is to have a fair and equal playing field. It's to keep out corruption and to keep out anything dishonest out of all the situations. If you're not participating, If you're not challenging your leaders on what's going on, then if you're unhappy, it's because you haven't been a part of this. You need to be a part of this. Okay, this is your union. You're paying dues. Okay? Now, as far as the guys up in Wisconsin, yay! I like that. You know, these guys did an excellent job up there. I couldn't be more prouder of my fellow brothers and sisters, even though I'm not currently a member of any local. But it's still in me because I still believe in the strong principles of organized labor. Organized labor has been a blessing to this nation. They've helped make advance causes of civil rights, health, on the job, all sorts of benefits, paid vacation, a whole lot of different things that we could go on and list forever and ever. Okay? What I want you to do is talk to your precinct committeemen. Try to find out what they're going to do about ALEC. What are they going to challenge ALEC with doing? One of the things I thought of is RICO, racketeering, influence, and corrupt organizations. Slap them with that one. Slap them with violating the lobbying law. You got to find some way to cut off the source in which these guys are getting the information. They're getting the information, they're bringing it back here, and they're running with it. They've got a majority in almost all the houses, all the states, and they're coming after you because they're blaming you for all the problems within government. They're blaming you for all the problems within the economy. They're saying that the reason that the guys go overseas is because they have to pay you too much, and that's crap. Okay, they go overseas because they can get somebody for a quarter a day. Okay, and then they don't lower the price. No, they don't lower the price to be competitive. They run the same price and they put the extra amount in their pocket. Some of these scumbags, they go ahead and they cut jobs and then they give themselves a bonus, a pay raise on your back. You've been loyal to that company. You busted your butt. And what do you get in return? A nice little pink slip saying, hey, you know what, we don't have to honor this contract no more. You know, they shouldn't be able to get away with it, but they are. And the only way to do it is to fight back. Now, it's time that people realize if the Republican Party's got so far out of whack that it's become a totalitarian, which I have changed from that party. Even though I was a union member, I was still a loyal Republican because of there's certain issues having to do with the military and things like that. But I won't go into that here. Okay? The bottom line is the Democratic Party has been the only party and has always been the party that is representing the working man. If you don't like the Democrat that's running, find another candidate. Or you run. You run against that person. If you think that you've got what it takes to be in office, then do it. You know, there's a lot of idiots all over the place. They're in offices that they shouldn't be. You know, maybe you should take leadership and challenge. Be involved. Get involved with your legislative district, your precinct committee. Run for office. If you don't like the candidate that's a Democrat in there, and you think you can beat the Republican, then go for it. Okay? You're going to have to do some hard work and stuff like that. And it's very important that you are participating in the precinct committees. You know, the Republicans aren't going to bring you anything. You know, they might talk a big game, but they're not promising you anything. Here in Arizona, they shut off the possibility of guys getting unemployment insurance. I represent homeless vets. I got 2 guys right now. Their unemployment insurance running out. They have no income coming in, and they're in a shelter. But the unemployment insurance is not enough to keep them in a housing. Okay, and right now with all the cuts that were made to the VA for HUD-DASH, they don't stand a chance. So this is the promises that were made to veterans, and they've reneged on it. They took the money that was out of there to balance the budget, but then when they go ahead and give it to corporate for a deduction, I don't like that. Okay, that ain't gonna fly. And you know what? I ain't gonna be a part of it. But you know what? I still care about the unions. I still care about you, and you guys need to care about yourself. and be active and start going out there, knocking on some doors, getting people registered to vote. Get out to vote. You know, get the people registered to vote. Learn the issues in your neighborhood, in your area. Let the people know. We want 2012 to be a union-friendly government. Everybody should be a union member, not just the few. And we need to turn this whole nation around, because this is crap. And you know it. And you need to fight for it. If you believe in it, then do it. You know, a long time ago on the Times of Jimmy Hoffa, you know, sometimes we're referred to by what they watch on old movies back in the 30s. Yeah, we could get violent, but what's that going to solve? You know, put us all in jail? You know, back in those days, it was a different time. The laws weren't so strict, and they were a little bit more friendly. Yeah, there was corruption, and sometimes things weren't so nice, but it didn't always happen. But when it did, it was you know, blown way out of proportion. Yeah, you could go around getting baseball bats and knocking at kneecaps, but that's not going to solve the problem. The problem is the legal issue, and the legal issue is the fact that the legislators write the laws. And in order to stop the laws being made, or to reverse the laws, you need to get candidates in there that are union friendly. And if they ain't union friendly, bye-bye. That's all I got to say. If they're not veteran friendly, that's what I tell them. Bye-bye. I'll talk with them, I'll deal with them, I'll be respectful. And you should always be respectful to the people there. You're not going to always get them to agree on every issue, even union issues. But when it comes right down to your bread and butter, you need to be fighting for it, because your family depends upon you. And your future depends on what you do. Your brothers and sisters depend upon you being active. So, I applaud the guys out in Wisconsin, and I hope that you get active. Stay active. Not just for yourself, but for the nation, for America, and for the world. The only thing that we could also do is possibly unionize the rest of the world. And if we unionize the rest of the world and drive the prices up, then maybe they might bring some jobs back home. But that's not the way to get the jobs. What they need to do is they need to bring in legislation that will increase the taxation upon the wealthy, and then give them tax credits for investing back in the industry within this nation. And on one hand, we take away from them, but then we give it back. So, if you want a better nation, you got to fight for it. Nothing's free. My brothers and sisters in the military, some of them did come back. Some are no longer among us. They're still in our memories. They're not forgotten. You know, fight, 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 fight. Remember, yes we can. Si se puede. You can do it if you're organized, if you're together. United we stand, divided we fall. Union is nothing more than a collection of individuals or a collection of interest. This nation is a union of states. There's nothing wrong with unions. A husband and a wife are a union. Those things, the joining of the people and the ideologies is what makes a union. Now, what you do for it, what you're willing to do with it, is up to you. What do you want to do? Do you want to win this nation? Do you want to lose it? You gotta be active. This nation depends upon you. Your state depends upon you. Your brothers and sisters depend upon you. Get active. Let's fight Alec. And remember, look in the papers, check out anything you can find on the internet. Well, let's fight Alec back, because that's where the crap's coming from. You know, it might be a Republican idea, but you know what? If they're going to endorse this, we're going to take them out. We're going to clean their clock. Don't mess with Americans and don't mess with our freedoms. And that's me, Tom Prescott, signing off.